Hi, my name is Megan. This video is going to be about how I style my mixed son's curly hair. First I'm going to go into the products and then I'll just go straight into how I section out his hair and get the styling done. I'm not a professional. This technique may work for you, it may not. I'm just sharing what I've learned through my own curly journey, and it works for what I do with my son. While the styling process might work for most people, the products will probably be different. I have really fine hair and so does my son, so water-based products work best on our hair without weighing our curls down too much. So the products that I use may not work for you, or if you just don't know where to start, hopefully this video will be helpful.
Okay, so this is the brush that I use. It's a knockoff of the Curl Bounce brush, which is typically 30 bucks, but I got this one on Amazon for about $6. And I really like it because you can detangle, but the edges are really good for styling and the handle is great for sectioning out the hair. And I use this microfiber towel. You can wrap your hair in it after a shower. I use it to put around my son's neck so that the water doesn't drip all over his shirt. And I like it because when you wrap your hair, you twist it and then you hook it onto the button so it stays on your head. But when I wrap it around his neck, it also holds as well with the button. I just need a regular clip so I can clip up his extra hair while I'm working on sections. It doesn't have to be this clip, it can be any clip. It could even be a hair tie. I have a spray bottle. I fill it with filtered water because our water here is pretty hard and I want to make sure his hair is getting good water. I just got it on Amazon for about $5. And this is the product that I use. It's Sense Hair Cream Texturizer. It's water-based, it's cream. It's really nice because it's very light and it has a really nice scent of orange. As you can see, the ingredients are all really good. Like I originally said, I like the base of a water product because his hair is very fine and oils are a little too heavy for his hair. First, I get all his hair wet. Not soaking wet, but it should be pretty wet. When you squeeze his hair, it should make a squishing sound. And I'm gonna put a little bit of the product in. Make sure it's spread evenly throughout all his hair. I'm running my hands over the top. I'm gonna go lift up the hair, make sure I get all the layers underneath. And if I miss any spots while I'm sectioning out his hair, I'll make sure to add a little bit more. I add the product before I start brushing. It's easier to detangle his hair when there's a little bit of product in it. Alright, so now I'm going to begin sectioning out his hair. I have my clip ready. Since he has pretty thick hair, I'm going to roughly take out the first section before I use the brush to get straighter sections. It doesn't have to be perfect. We're not doing braids. It's just to get the sections out pretty evenly. And you don't want the sections to be too big because then the curl clumps will just look a little bit odd. Not too small unless you have super thick hair. If you have super thick hair, you might need to do smaller sections. Needed to get his hair a little bit more wet and added a little bit more product because it feels like I didn't add enough to the bottom layers here. So I'm just going to do that now. You don't need much. And then for the sections, you want to pick out a size that's about as wide as the brush or a little smaller. And so I detangle first, and then as you can see, I rotate the brush. His hair gets sectioned out in the ridges of the brush to make those natural curl clumps. And so I'm going to do it again and get another section about the width of the brush, and I do the same thing. The first few run-throughs are to detangle the hair, and then I run it through a couple more times to define his curls.
And really it's a rinse and repeat process. You keep doing this throughout his whole head of hair. Here, I'm just doing a rough part. The front of his part is more defined, but the back, I just roughly sectioned it out. You can see the difference of the curls that I've already brushed through versus the ones that I haven't. So when you're laying the hair that you haven't brushed yet on top of what you have brushed, it's pretty easy to see where you have and have not gone already. And as I'm going throughout the sections throughout the back of his head, I'm not doing even. As you can see, they're kind of staggered because if you do it straight down the center in the back of his head, the part goes too far back and it just looks a little unnatural. So I make sure to kind of pull that hair back as I'm styling it. And as I get to the top, I make even smaller sections because as we're closer to his face, I want to make sure that it's flattering. So those sections definitely have to be smaller so that those curls get a little bit more attention. Also, just a tip, if you're finding it's difficult to get your little one to sit still the entire time you're doing their hair, sometimes I'll throw on a show or a movie, or I'll give him my phone to play on just to distract him for about 15 minutes.
Now I'm going to show you what I really love to use the towel for, is just scrunching those curls and soaking up the excess water so it's not dripping wet. It does speed up the drying process a little bit, but as you can see, I'm not rubbing the curls, I'm scrunching them. It keeps the curls defined without creating any frizz.
And thanks for watching, and please like and subscribe.
Bye.
Bye. Please like and subscribe. Bye. See you later. I love you guys.